Hi, everyone. It's Jasmine. Sorry I'm a few minutes late. It has been a busy day. Hi, Lurleen. I'm happy to see you here. And sorry for the delay with me jumping on today. But nonetheless, I am here and I am ready to talk blogging. Yay! So, quick overview. I'm Jasmine. Hi. I've been blogging for 12, 13 years. 13 years now, and I love it. Um, I have two blogs of my own. I really enjoy continuing to grow and to learn when it comes to blogging. And I mean, there's so much I love about it. I love the community. I love how much there is to learn and how applicable a lot of the skills you develop in blogging are to other things in life, other careers and things like that. Um, Fun fact, I do work full time, and I actually got my job based on the skills I developed with my blog. So I work in marketing, and I learned the skills for a lot of things for marketing through my blog, and that's how I got my first job. And I've been doing it ever since. I work full time in marketing, and then I blog when I have my free time. Aha! Lurleen says, I love blogging too, but it's a lot of work. OMG. Understatement. Understatement of the year, for sure, Lurleen. I know there's so much that has to be done all the time when it comes to like just your blog and knowing what to focus on and when can be very difficult, which is why I'm talking about the topic I am today. I know I usually have like a specific topic, even though the whole purpose of the Q&A is to answer your questions. So of course, if you have questions, feel free to post them in the chat and I will make sure to answer them in real time. But before I go into questions, I wanted to tell you what my topic is for today. And my topic today is, what the heck should we be focused on as bloggers today? And when I say today, I mean like just having a good understanding of what's happening in the blogging community and knowing how to pivot and shift your focus when big changes happen. So I want to talk a little bit about some of the big changes that everyone is talking about from what I see in like different groups and with my other blogging friends, and talk through what you should be focused on as a blogger in this period of time. So I am going to jump right into questions and then I can talk through that topic after that. So give me one moment. I want to make sure that I make my way over to our Facebook group. If you're not in the group, it's called Bloggers Supporting Bloggers. And that is where I post a weekly chat for anyone who has questions regarding blogging. And I like to answer those questions in my monthly call here. So I want to make sure I pull that up because I know we got some questions in that I want to answer during our chat today. All right. So Lurleen, you are on it and you have some questions. So I'm going to make sure I get those going as well. Just give me 1 second to pull up the questions from those who posted them a little earlier. Okay. 1 moment. Here's a link to the Facebook group in case you're interested in joining. I'm going to post that there. Boom. Bloggers supporting bloggers. All right. In case you're not in it and you want to join, it's a great group. We have threads every single day, except on Sundays. That's when I like to feature a blogger of the week. And they just tell their story about how they got into blogging and what they like to do. All right, so let's get these questions answered. Marlene said, oh, I didn't know you worked full time. I do. I feel like that's my main motivation for when I created Blogging Money Formula, my course, because I did it all while working a full-time job. I did have a short period of time where I wasn't working and working on my blog at the same time, but I was not ready to make that change at that time. But I do like the challenge of it. I like the challenge of having specific periods of time throughout the week that I dedicate to my blog. And being able to make extra income pays off for sure. I've worked at a lot of startups in the past, and having that extra income from my blog has really made an impact on me being able to go a little longer and find jobs that I'm actually interested in and that I like. So power of a blog, right? Okay. Do you know anything about Flipboard? That sounds familiar. Let me just pull it up and see if it rings any bells for me. Flipboard. Oh yeah. Yep. I haven't heard anything about Flipboard recently, but I know Flipboard was one of those. It was really popular when Medium first came out, and it was like Medium versus Flipboard, and they both were what do you call them? Websites where you could. Now the term is escaping me. Content syndication. So I saw that a lot of people would publish things and syndicate them directly on websites like Flipboard and Medium. Medium took off, and then I didn't hear a whole lot about Flipboard after that. But now that I'm looking at it, it looks like that's still the case here, where there's a lot of just content syndication from other big topics. I personally didn't see a whole lot of success. Well, I'll take that back. My backlinking strategy back in the day when I needed to get backlinks was to find websites like this that do content syndication. But the thing is, once you have a profile there and you have a link to your website, those are really good. They have pretty high domain authorities, and it's worth it to create an account if it's free, of course, and link your blog to it. So I don't think it's a waste of time. I think for some reason, I never went the Flipboard route. I did create an account on Medium, and that worked out well for me. It helped build my domain authority. So yeah, I do think that content syndicator sites could be really good if they're popular enough and they have a higher domain authority than yours. If you don't know, to check to see if they have a higher the Moz bar, and the Moz bar is free. You just have to create a free Moz account, and it'll tell you the domain authority for any website. Uh-oh. You guys there? Oh, there you are. Okay. So yeah, that's all I know about Flipboard. It's a content syndication site, and it can be worth it. Just make sure you're careful about backlinking and looking at domain authorities that have a higher score than you. Okay. What do you put as your alt text and pictures to rank on your blog? So a couple of things. The first, for alt tags, you want to make sure that you are describing what's actually in the picture, because the whole purpose of alt tags is for those who are visually impaired to be able to know what the picture is. So you want to make sure you detail what the picture is, but also I make sure I put in keywords if it's relevant to the picture. So whatever keywords you're trying to rank for on your article, you want to make sure that those show up on your pictures as well. Plenty of people do a search for images on Google, and all those searches that come up in Google for picture are because of the alt tags that they're putting on the picture. So that is important, so that you show up for not only the traditional search, but also for image search when people are searching for things. Good question. Are you still having luck with Rank IQ? Yes and no. So what I will say is, I, like everyone else, have been impacted by the Google changes, and I'm not seeing as much organic traffic as I was in the past. However, my top articles on my website are still articles that I wrote on Rank IQ. So I still have my full strategy where I'm developing content based on the keywords I get from Rank IQ. And I'm just being a little more competitive about it. I'm looking for keywords that have a high amount of traffic and are fast to rank for. And I'm attacking those first, because it's rough. It's rough out here when it comes to just getting some organic traffic, but it's still a really good platform, and I still use it. I continue to use it. I'm going to continue to use it. Good question. It's getting popular now too. Many bloggers are using Flipboard to get page views. Okay. Yeah, maybe I need to consider Flipboard again. It's a great opportunity for backlinking, in my opinion. So long as it's free and whatever. Oh, I did it again. Oh no. I'm gonna close this. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I turned on Mozbar when I was talking about it, and it like destroyed my connection. So sorry about that. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay, let's see here. Okay, I think that we should be good now. Sorry about that. I should not have opened Mozbar while I'm talking to you guys on StreamYard. If you're using StreamYard, don't do it. I highly recommend you don't do that. But I just did. Are you still having luck with web stories? All right, another good question. So funny enough, I have not done any new web stories since December of last year. I figured I wanted to like just take a break from it since there were so many changes happening with Google, and I wasn't seeing as many like bullseyes with it towards the end of the year as I was when I first started using it. However, this past week, one of my websites that had a Google web story took off, and now I'm back in the web stories game, like literally as of last week. So I'm starting to publish web stories again. Since I know this is a period of time where a lot of people are probably thinking I'm not going to do web stories anymore because Google keeps changing. But I saw the light. I saw that I still got some traffic from one of my web stories from before. So I'm going to pick it up again. Good question. Can you please tell me about backlinks? Where do I get them? Okay, backlinking, I mean, it's not complicated. Here's how it is. Like, you want to look at websites that have a higher domain authority than you so that you can build your domain authority. And the way I did this is by focusing on the highest domain authorities. Like, you don't have to like break your back just going for all these smaller websites to get backlinks. Go for the big ones. And the way you do this is by offering guest posts. What I did is I went for some of the bigger ones. I wrote an article for Huffington Post. I wrote an article for BuzzFeed, which, by the way, BuzzFeed has a program where you can just create an account and publish content on their website with backlink back to your site, by the way, without having it be reviewed or anything like that. I did that, and it was super easy, really good backlink for me. And a few other places, I think I added my blog to a few blog directories, which was helpful too. And I really just went super easy. Now, to continue to build on that, you do have to make sure that you're continuing to get backlinks from other websites. I think the best way still is doing guest posts. As much as like, I remember when someone told me that like guest posts are the best way to get backlinks. I'm like, oh, that's just so much work. I'm already writing content for my site. You're telling me I got to write content for other people's sites now. But honestly, I feel like it's easier now to do that than ever, especially with tools like RankIQ. I know what keywords are good for different websites. I can look at their sites and say, okay, they are looking for topics on this. I'm just going to look for keywords and RankIQ about this and pitch the topic to them. So backlinking by doing guest posts is still the best way to go. Now, alternatively, there's still, what is it called? Haro, like how help a reporter out. Websites like that are another good place for you to get links back, because what those are reporters saying, hey, I'm looking for someone who is an expert in this topic. If you talk to me, I'll mention your name in your a link to your website. And that's easy, right? You just have to pitch them like, hey, I'm an expert in this topic. Here are some things I talked about that makes me an expert in this topic. So that's another good way you can do that too. So yeah, those are my suggestions on how to do that. And just make sure you're doing it, I don't know, fairly consistently, at least once a month. Hopefully that helped in regard to your backlink question. Fab after 50 says, how did Medium help your domain authority? What was your process? I'm putting an article on there now, but do not see a lot of views. So it wasn't to get views. Like I didn't get a ton of views when I put my article on Medium. So let's say, for example, I can't tell you the exact numbers because it was a few years ago now, but my domain authority at the time, let's say it was like 15. Medium's domain authority is much higher than that. It's like, I don't know, I'm not going to guess. It's much higher. So once I created a profile on Medium, I published one article. And since my website now for MissMillenniumMagazine.com is on my profile on Medium, and they have a higher domain authority than me, my domain authority went up to 15. So it went from 10 to 15. And the higher your domain authority, the more credible you are as a website, the more likely you are to come up in a higher search. So for example, let's say you wrote an article about blueberry pies. There are 10 people who show up for blueberry pies. And out of those 10 people, the domain authorities are like, 10, 25, 65, 3, 7, and your domain authority is 70. You already have a leg up on all the people who are on that list because you have a higher domain authority, which to Google means you have a higher credibility for having the best article on blueberry pies. So that's why it's important to have domain authority. I think sometimes as bloggers, we get so caught up on traffic that we forget that that's not the only way to make money with your blog. It's also not the only KPI we should be paying attention to. So domain authority is simply domain authority. You want to increase that score, then get as close to 100 as you possibly can. And you may not see it directly, like how is this going to impact me and make me money? But the higher that number is, the better it is for you. So it's something you always want to continue to grow. It will eventually help you with building more traffic to your website. It will help you with getting more sponsorship deals. It'll help you with your affiliate sales because if you're getting more organic traffic, you're going to get more sales to your affiliates. So while there's no direct correlation to, oh, if I have this high domain authority, then I'm going to get X amount of dollars, it is still something you want to make sure you're paying attention to and growing. Good question. I really like that question a lot. Lurleen, so what competition score are you using for Rank IQ? So I've been lately, what I typically do is I stay in the lowest rank for competition, but I think that I need to go for a higher rank for competition just because I think everyone's going with that strategy. And if everyone's kind of doing that, then it's, you're competing with everyone else who's going for the lower competition. So I think I'm going to start going to the next level up, which I don't know exactly what that is. Hold on, let me just look at Rank IQ. It is keyword library. I'm not going to share Rank IQ because I don't want to just expose all the keywords that are there and everyone would jump on it instead of paying for Rank IQ because it's an amazing tool and you definitely should sign up for it. But let me see here, the competition score. So the scores are 0 to 20. So domain authority of 0 plus, or 21 to 25, domain authority to 30 plus, and then 26 to 30, domain authority of 40 plus. So for my biggest blog, it's 50, I think my domain authority is like 52 or something like that. So I'm going to start going for the high range domain authorities, which means, yes, it's more competition with bigger bloggers, but I feel like it's a smaller pool of people. So I'm going to try that for a little bit and see how it goes. But like I said, my top articles are still my Rank IQ articles. 20 and lower. Yeah, that's what I typically do, but I mix it up sometimes. I think I'm going to switch to focusing more on a high competition. Fab after 50 says, yeah, one of my fellow bloggers stopped writing due to the Google changes. Oh my goodness. That's what I want to talk about today, because in the 12 years I've been doing this, I have not seen so many people drop from blogging as I have right now, like quitting because they're so frustrated with all the different Google changes. So yeah, it's a rough time. It's a rough time for bloggers, but I still believe that it's worth it to blog, and I think that there are some opportunities out there, even though everyone is losing their traffic left and right. Literally, I went to Costa Rica with my family 2 weeks ago. It was my third time, and we had a lot of fun. Oh, that's awesome! So, for those of you who don't know, I actually live in Costa Rica. I'm originally from Ohio, spent a decade in Texas, and then my husband and I moved here in 2021. We actually had our kid here, who's turning 2 this week, which I can't believe that. I can't believe we spent that much time here already. But we love it here. We're in the San Jose area. You don't mind me asking, Lurleen, where did you go? I feel like I've been to all the touristy spots in Costa Rica at this point, but if I haven't, I would love to know where you've been so I can make it there. Okay, perfect. I'm seeing all the notes where you guys said you can hear me. That's amazing. Lurleen said, what's the name of the BuzzFeed program? Okay, let me see. BuzzFeed. Write an article. Let me just do a quick search because I haven't been there for a little bit. Oh, it's BuzzFeed Community. So you have to create an account like you would when you're doing a comment on BuzzFeed. You see here, and then you can create an article. Josh, let's come and see here. Yeah, here you go. I'll give you the link. So it's BuzzFeed Community, and now I know. I think that for BuzzFeed Community, it's a no follow instead of a do follow link. But despite this, I still saw an increase in traffic, and not increase in traffic, a higher domain authority after I put my article on BuzzFeed. So this is an article I found that shows you how to create a BuzzFeed community post, and yeah, it's a good way to get a domain link without having to go through the whole editorial process. Now, if you want to do follow link, I guarantee you probably get you can get a higher domain authority if you actually go through their full process. And I'll give you the link for that as well, so you can reach out to the editors, pitch something, and actually probably get a what do you call them? A do follow link. I don't know why I can't think of words today. Anyway, here you go. I'm going to give you the link so that you can do that. All right, first, how to write for BuzzFeed. But yeah, when you think about places to write for, think about the big sites. Everyone knows their names, which all started as blogs, by the way. And write a post for them. More than likely, they have a domain authority that's close to God, and it's going to make a huge difference for you if you get just an article on one of those sites. If you can get like 5 to 10 of the big sites, you're good. You're good. Your domain authority is going to be up there, and it's going to stay up there. I can say that I'm not very diligent about making sure I'm increasing my domain authority. So even with that, my domain authority has been over 40, 50 for years without me really working on continuing to build my domain authority. So getting those big ones in is important, and it'll make a big impact for your blog. So if you go through it and it's like a pain, you're like, do I really have to do this? Just remember that it pays off for sure. Okay, so we're going to ask, what's the name of the BuzzFeed program? I just gave you that. We're going to say, I'm a lifestyle brand. Where do I get guest posts from? All right. So, man, there's a lot of places you can go. I think BuzzFeed is a good one. Huffington Post. I will look up, like, what are the big, here's what I did before. Best websites accepting blog posts. I just did a Google search for that. And what's great about this too is some of them will pay you. So it's also an opportunity for you to get some income. I made some money like freelance writing for a while, and it was nice because I was building my domain authority for my website while also getting paid. And they pay you well for a lot of these. What are the best websites that can blog posts for for domain authority. Now, so for a lot of these websites, it's either do follow link or pay, but there are some that will pay you and give you a do follow link. Here we go. I just found an article that will be very helpful in this regard. Let's get a look at this. Oh yeah, this is good. This is good. And the great thing about these are the niches really range from topic to topic. So you can be a lifestyle blogger, finance blogger, whatever. It'll be helpful. So here, let me just share that. I just shared this with you guys. It's like the best. It's like 199 plus best to post guest posts. And what I love about these too is they actually show what the domain authority is for each of these websites as well as their niche. So you don't have to worry about, oh, is this something I should even waste my time on or whatever. And then it has the link so that you know where to go to submit a blog post. So that's where you go. Good questions, you guys. I'm loving this whole conversation. Let's see here. Lifestyle brand. Oh, that's so funny. Fab350 asked the same question, or how to find the places to do a guest post. So hopefully that works for both of you guys. Can you explain Hero again? I'm not an expert in anything. I'm a lifestyle brand. No worries. So Hero, it's like I said, it's called Help a Reporter Out. Let me see if I can pull up an email so you can see what this looks like. You sign up for a free account on Hero.com, and Hero will email you every day, and they'll send you topics on different niches. And within those niches, they say, we're looking for someone who has an expertise in this thing, or someone who sometimes it's not about them interviewing you exactly. Sometimes it's about them saying, hey, have you written an article about these topics? If so, can you provide the link? And we'll put a link to that in the article. And that's easier for them too. Give me 1 minute here. So it's just a matter of getting the email, reading it, and seeing if anything applies to you. It really is that simple. 1 second, guys. I'm trying to find a Hero email. Okay. So let me share my screen. I'm going to show you guys what a Hero email looks like for anyone who hasn't signed up for it. 1 moment. Share screen. Okay. So here's an example of an email that Hero sends out. So this one specifically says travel queries, evening edition. And they'll send several emails, like one for the morning, one for afternoon, one for evening. And below, you'll see that there are links to different topics. So weekly travel show, European style inn, hiking in the US. Let's see here. So travel show, they tell you the details. Category travel, here's the email address, media outlet, traveling culturati. They give you a deadline, and then they say what the query is. So they're looking for travel tips, destinations, and events internationally or geared towards African-American consumers, baby boomers, and group travelers. You may email me ideas and topics. We also do live broadcasts directly from events around the world, also looking at travel, trade shows, and events. So you don't necessarily have to be an expert for this one. They just, I mean, if you traveled anywhere and you happen to fall in any of these groups, you could be good for this specific query. And then they have multiple items like that in this specific email. And like I said, they send these multiple times a day, and they have them based on different topics that you can choose from. It's free and it's awesome. So it's a good way to build your backlinks. Now, the only thing about this is you want to make sure that the websites you're choosing have a higher domain authority than you, but most of the time they do if you're looking on Hero. So hopefully that's helpful. It's just information going from there. Oh, Literally says, you think you should start a Patreon? You've said this before. I'll have to look into Patreon because I honestly don't know. I don't know a whole lot about it. So yeah, I can definitely check that out. Thank you for the suggestion. I think I want to change my perspective from trying to earn a big income to just helping people, even if it's just one person who reads my blog. Aw, and that is so cool. Like everyone goes into blogging, think like, oh, I'm going to get rich off of this, and some people do it just for fun. I have a friend, one of my closest blogging buddies, actually, where she just blogs because she enjoys it. Like she said, I'm done trying to make money with it. I just want to be able to do things, and she likes the perks of having a blog too. If she wants to get like a free thing occasionally or a free trip, or maybe sometimes she just wants to learn a new skill and like, oh, I heard about this thing, I want to try it out. She has her blog and she can do that. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that as a motivator. Love San Jose. Nice. Yeah, it's a great area. I live in the mountains in San Jose, so it gets a little cooler here. So I'm wearing a sweater. Today it was kind of cold, but if I drive just 15 minutes into the city, it is much warmer. So I like it. I like it here. Lurleen said we went to La Fortuna in Jaco and San Jose and Cartago. Oh, wow. So you went to a few places. La Fortuna probably has to be one of my favorite places in all of Costa Rica. So hopefully you got to get in the hot springs. Jaco's cool too. That means you got to go to the beach. I actually used to live 2 hours south of Jaco when I first moved here. We lived in a little city. I can't call it a city. A town called Uvita, and very laid back, chill community. So that's awesome. I haven't made my way to Cartago yet, but I've heard really good things. And San Jose is where I live. I like it here because we have pretty mild weather, but also we have the ability to we're really close to be able to drive to different places 4 or 5 hours here or there. And this is where everything's at. The hospitals are here, Uber is here, just all the amenities that I'm used to, like in the States, are here. It's hard to get those things on the beach town. So I'm glad you got to travel around. It's awesome. Fab 50 says, thanks for the links. Yay, good. Marie said, how many links should we have on our blog posts? So is this question regarding guest posts for other people, or are you talking about blog posts within your own website? So let me know what you mean by that, and I can answer that question for you. Yeah, and that's the last question on here. This is a good combo. I liked it a lot. All right, so I want to talk quickly about while I'm waiting for Lurleen to get back to me. I'll talk quickly about what to think about for right now. Everyone's traffic is dropping. I don't know a single blogger that's unscathed. Like even bloggers that are still doing well still lost traffic. And that's what happens. Like I remember like people flipping out when Facebook made the changes to do the advertising. And now a lot of the traffic that we were getting for free is something that we had to pay for. I remember Pinterest making changes not that long ago and everybody was freaking out about it. But even with that, SEO from Google has always been like, this is something that you can rely on. But there was even a period of time where people thought Google is too saturated for SEO and there's no point in focusing on that. Let's focus on social media instead. So I have seen all of it, but I've not seen people drop this much because drop from blogging completely, because of all the Google changes. Now, what I will say is while my traffic, this is the lowest I have seen my traffic since like the beginning days of me blogging. It's like I'm a beginner blogger again for a lot of the traffic or lack of traffic that I'm seeing. However, I had one of my best months in several months last month, despite the fact that my traffic is lower. And you may be asking, how is that the case? Because advertising, which is, when it comes to traffic, if you're making most of your blog income from advertising, then of course, like losing your traffic is going to destroy your income for your blog. It's going to ruin your blogging business. Advertising, while I do make money with advertising every month, it has never been my primary source of blogging income. So I've heard this throughout the years from other bloggers that you don't want that to be your primary source of income because it's hard to control it. And that's not to say like, sure, you can grow your blog traffic, and that's how you control it. But there's so much out of your control when it comes to traffic. Unless you have whatever the number of page views you're getting on a daily basis, or on a monthly basis, you have that many people as subscribers on your email list. Yeah, I wouldn't depend on advertising as an income source. Now, income sources I would depend on that give you a little bit more flexibility in regard to like varying changes outside of your control. Products, being able to sell products on your website is a really good way to continue to see income, even if your traffic bombs. Affiliates is another great way, although affiliates can be impacted by traffic shortages, especially. I think that SEO traffic is some of the best traffic you can get when it comes to affiliates, because you're getting people who are looking specifically for what you're promoting, right? So I think that affiliates is another good opportunity to continue to bring in income with your blog, even if your traffic tanks. Sponsored posts, that's another one. Now, this one's tricky too, because of course, when you're working with a brand, they want to know your traffic, they want to know your domain authority before they decide to work with you. But if you have a tight grip on who your audience is, and you have a close connection with them, where your open rates for your email is pretty good, you have some engagement on your social media channels, that shouldn't be impacted that much. I still had, even with my drop in traffic, I still did sponsor posts in the last, this year alone, I've done sponsor posts that's over $1,000 for a single blog post. And that's with my massive drop in traffic. So yeah, it's still definitely possible to bring in income. And this is how I was able to still have a great month financially for my blog, despite the fact that my traffic is gone down the garbage tank. And I'm talking like a 40% drop. Like, I've seen a huge drop in traffic on my blogs, and I was still able to bring in some good income. So if you are one of those people who are considering quitting because you're just like, I can't make money from this, I feel so discouraged because I'm not getting traffic to my blog anymore, my suggestion to you would be just to pivot. There's so much pivoting you have to do in blogging. I'm not the same blogger today as I was 6 months ago, as I was, 6 years ago. And that's because I had to continue to learn and grow and just develop as a blogger. Now, if you're looking for new opportunities where you can grow and develop, there's a couple of courses that I've signed up for recently that were amazing. I'm still actually taking them both. And for these two people, the reason why I signed up for them is because despite the fact that everyone is talking about their traffic dropping for Google, these are the only two people I've heard like, hey, Google didn't affect me. Everything's going great for my website. I'm still getting excellent traffic, whatever. So that first person I will recommend is Nina, what's her name? Nina Clapperton. And she is the owner of SheKnowsSEO.co. And she has multiple courses, but the one that I'm taking right now is her 50K masterclass. And what this is she shows bloggers how to build your traffic to 50,000 page views so that you can qualify for Mediavine. I just thought that was really cool because I know that's an aspiration that a lot of bloggers work towards. And she has really good strategies that are up to date on all the latest changes that have happened. And while no one knows exactly what they need to do so that they don't end up on Google's death radar, and she doesn't claim to know, what exactly to do, she has proven success. And I've also seen people who've taken her course see like massive traffic jumps while everyone else is talking about how their traffic has bombed over the last year and a half. So Nina Clapperton, she's one I would recommend. Just check out her website. She knows SEO. I don't have an affiliate or anything for her, but she's legit. I'm just going to give you the link to her website because I think she's a cool person to follow. She knows SEO.co. So there's that. And the other person I think you should follow, oh crap, I don't remember his name now. 1 second, I'm going to tell you what his name is. I signed up for his course. You probably heard of him. His name, hold on a second here. The course, here it is. The course he has called Stupid Simple SEO, Mike Futia. And he recently came out with a new course called Stupid Simple Blogging. And in it, he talks about more, like just overall where you need to be as a blogger. Of course, continue to grow your SEO, but looking at other things like how to make sure that your SEO is growing, how to make sure your income is growing as a blog, and just, focusing on continuing to grow your blog and make money. What his Stupid Simple Blogging course is like a variety of his blogging courses combined. His most popular one by far is Stupid Simple SEO, and that's included, which is nice. If you haven't taken Stupid Simple SEO, that course I took pretty much told me everything I need to know about SEO as a blogger. And like, I couldn't believe how quickly it impacted my blog when I started implementing the things that he mentioned. So check it out. I think it's a cool course so far. I'm still taking it. But those are two people, despite the sea of people I know quitting blogging, are not even close to quitting. They're both continuing to grow their blogs and their blog traffic and their organic traffic, despite the fact that everyone is dropping like flies when it comes to the whole blogging world. So all that to say, keep your head up. I'm not going to lie, like I lost a lot of traffic too, which is why I'm taking courses on how to continue to build that up. But it is not discouraging for me because I'm bringing income from a variety of ways, including advertising, despite the fact that I have lost traffic to my blog. So hopefully that's inspiring enough for you guys to continue to keep the blogging going and move on from there. So I think that is all. Oh, actually, I had one more question. I had a question someone asked in the Bloggers Supporting Bloggers group. I wanted to get that answered. So this came from Toucan Dream, Making Dreams a Reality via Fire. They said, cross-platform content. I'm seeing the power of YouTube and Instagram Reels. What is your process? Do you shoot separate video content since layout is different? Software you use? So this is a good question. And I haven't done Reels or any like vertical side, style videos in a while, but I have done this and I know a great strategy for it. Ooh, excuse me. So what I like to do is, you do a video, you do your makeup, you do your outfit and everything, and I'll record my video. And what I do when I record my video before I actually start talking is I'll start posing. So I'll have my video running and I do this, I do my poses, and then later on, what I'm going to do is do screenshots of my video, and that's going to be one of my thumbnail pictures. So I do that first. Then I record my video like I normally would, just talking to the camera, whatever. And then when I'm done recording, I put my camera down and I take out my phone with my full face of makeup on, and I talk to the camera. And I say a few blurbs about that particular video, like, hey, are you interested in learning how you can make more money with sponsored posts? Check out my video on how to do that here. Boom. And it's done. So all in all, to do the vertical style video, maybe 10 minutes tops. The key is to make sure you're doing it all at the same time while you're still in that mode and you want to get some things out. I would recommend doing a quick script for whatever your reel is going to be. Or maybe even doing a voiceover so that you know like what's going to be happening while you're talking. So yeah, that's how I do it when I'm creating videos for Reels and for my YouTube channel. For the software that I use for YouTube, it varies. I have a Mac, so I use the Apple software for editing. What is it? Something. I don't know what it's called. Whatever's on your computer for a Mac, that's what I use to edit my videos. And then for my actual vertical videos, I just edit those on Canva. Canva makes it really easy for you to create templates, throw a video in there, and add a little sticker that just make it pretty. So I use Canva to edit my longer videos there. Okay, cool. That was a lot. Does anyone else have any questions for me while I'm here? And if so, go ahead and post them in the chat and I'll make sure to get an answer for you. But overall, I think that was everything. Like I said, keep your head up with all the negative news about blogging. There are still people out here making bank with their blogs. There's still people out here growing their traffic. And yeah, I feel like when things like this happen, it just, what's it like, survival of the fittest? It just weeds out the people who probably shouldn't have been blogging in the first place. They didn't have their heart in it, or they weren't doing it for the right reasons or whatever. They thought it was easy. And it is far from that, right? And some people legitimately are leaving because honestly, if I was making thousands of dollars a day with advertising and then I'm not anymore, I'd be pissed too and be ready to like go elsewhere. So everyone has their reasons. So I can completely understand that. But just more reason to diversify when it comes to your income strategy, diversify when it comes to your traffic that you're getting. So you're not focused on one place and things like this doesn't destroy your business. So yeah, that's all I got. All right, y'all. Thanks so much for your questions. Thanks for joining. I will see you guys the last Wednesday of May to do this again. Bye, everyone.